Guys, yesterday itself I just shared all the videos. Okay. Yesterday, I guess at 11 o'clock, I shared the videos. Please check it, guys, in your Google Drive.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me share my screen. So, guys, the issue is with
Administrator, sir.
guys,
Two directories.
Active Directory. What happened to Active Directory? Okay, I have to log in as domain administrator. I am logged in as Praveena, and I am just trying to create. Praveena is just a
Yes, sir.
domain user. Okay, she don't have permissions to write. Okay, to do changes for the Active Directory. Actually, when we are giving a name B42 Win Cluster 2012, it will try to create an entry in the Active Directory. But Praveena, as you log in as Praveena, it will try to write that entry into the ID with the Praveena account. Praveena doesn't have enough permissions to write that name. So who will have the enough permissions, guys? Your which administrator?
Domain admin.
Domain
Domain
administrator. Okay, domain administrator is the king, right? So let me
Yes,
log
sir.
in as domain administrator. Okay, and then we'll configure the cluster, guys. Right, open clueadmin.msc. Right click, create cluster. Next, B41 node 1. Sorry,
42, sir.
B42. Yeah, B42 node 1. Santosh, I'm not giving recording permissions, Santosh, to anyone. Okay, I'll share the class recordings. B42 node 2. Okay, next, cluster network name B42 WinClus 2012. Okay, and IP address I'm going to give 10 dot 10 dot 10 dot 10 dot. Let's go with the 50. Okay, so first time we gave 50, right? Next, add all eligible storages. Right, now it is creating. Now it is going to start the service on node 1. Right, okay, it was successfully created, guys. You have successfully completed the create cluster wizard. Okay, just click finish. That's it, guys. Okay, clustering is completed. Means one part of clustering is completed. Don't think completely we have configured the clustering. No, just a part of configuration clustering is done. Okay, right now you can see here what is the name of the cluster setup, guys. B42 WinClus 2012 that we gave dot your domain name google.com. Okay, cluster network 1, cluster network 2, 2 IPVs, and you can see the host server, current host server or owner node, sorry, host server or owner node, both are same. Okay, owner node. Owner means what? From which node the services are up and running, that node is called owner node. Got it, guys? If your SQL server is running from node 1 is the owner node for SQL server. Is it clear, guys? From which node your resources are up and running, that node is called host server or owner node. Okay, right. And if you expand this, you can see multiple options, roles. As of now, I haven't configured any cluster aware applications. If I have configured the cluster aware applications, you can see under roles section. Okay, as of now, we haven't created any cluster aware applications. Once I install SQL server, you can see that SQL server under this roles section. Once I create always on group, you can see always on group under role section. They are all cluster aware applications, right? Like that, if you have multiple applications, any cluster aware applications, then you can see all the applications under this role section. As of now, we haven't configured anything. Nodes, how many nodes are participating in the cluster setup? What are their status? What is their status? Okay, you can see node 1 and node 2 both are participating in the cluster setup, and the nodes are up and running. Okay, sometimes if the nodes are down, your cluster setup will down, right? Storage, as of now, I haven't added any storage, right? So you can't see anything here. No items found, no storage is added. Networks, we have added 2 networks for node 1, 2 networks for node 2. Okay, so select this cluster network 1. You can see go to network connections, guys. Go to network connections tab. There you can see the public IP. This is for heartbeat. Okay, heartbeat of node 1, node 2, and the heartbeat of node 1. You can see here 1.1, 1.1. You can see all the resources should be up and running only, guys. If any resource is down, your cluster won't work. You can see here all the resources should be up and running only. Let's rename this to heartbeat. Okay, as this is heartbeat for both nodes, heartbeat. Okay, apply. Okay, so this is for a public, guys. Okay, you can see here node 1 public, node 2 public. Okay, 10.10.10.1, which is up and running, 10.10.10.2, which is up and running. So let's try to rename this adapter as public. Okay, double click on it, you will get this option. Change it to public, public. Okay, apply. Okay, done. So like this, you can change the adapter names, guys. Okay, so what is the next step now? Can you tell me? What is the next step, guys? The cluster setup, what is the next step?
Shared
Yes,
location.
shared storages. Shared storage is very important, guys. Shared storage, we have to configure shared storage. Without configuring shared storage, I cannot install any cluster aware application. So let's configure shared storage. For creating shared storage, I am going to use one software called iSCSI, SCSI, iSCSI software. For creating the shared storage, I'll use this iSCSI software. This time I'll use my Active Directory to create shared storage. Guys, in the organization, there will be a separate server, but I cannot run multiple servers at a time, right? For storage and all. So anyhow, Active Directory we are not using properly. Just creating users only we are using. Creating users, group, service accounts for domain purpose and all we use it till now. So we haven't used it properly, right? So chalo, let's use this Active Directory storage for creating shared storages, guys. In the organization for shared storage, there will be a separate server. Storage machine will be there. Okay, they will use that storage machine, Active Directory, to create shared storages. Okay, so that means I have to install iSCSI service in my Active Directory machine. Once I have installed iSCSI, then I have to configure the shared storage. Once I have configured the shared storage, I will tell to node 1, hey, this is your shared storage. Node 2, this is your shared storage. So I have to do some settings for that. So once I did those settings, then the drive will be added as a shared storage on node 1 and node 2. Once it was added, no, the shared storage on node 1 and node 2, we have to add that storage as a cluster drive in the cluster setup. Then the shared storage you can see only from one node. Okay, I'll explain again, guys. The next thing what we have to do, I have to install iSCSI software in my Active Directory to create shared storage, guys. Okay, chalo, let's go to your Active Directory machine. Very easy, guys, very easy. Just listen carefully. Very simple. Okay, so now what we can do is open your server manager. If we want to install anything, we are going to depends on server manager, right? Go to server manager, go to file and storage services. Okay, go to file and storage services. iSCSI will be selected automatically. If not selected, just again select it. Okay, you can see here. Here you can see to install iSCSI target server, start add roles and features. Just click on this option. Automatically, the roles, the components will be selected, guys. Okay. Don't select any other extra components. Just go to next, next, install, guys. That's it. This is how we'll install iSCSI. Once installation of iSCSI is done, we have to configure the iSCSI. Once configuration is done, we can create a shared storages, guys. Right. Okay. Installation is done. Installation succeeded on Active Directory. Google, close it. Right. So once installation is done, what we have to do, guys? We have to create iSCSI virtual disk. Okay. To create the virtual disks, we are going to use iSCSI software that we have already installed. Guys, we have to install iSCSI only on Active Directory. Okay. No need to install iSCSI components on Node 1 and Node 2. Only on Active Directory, we have to install this iSCSI software components, guys. Okay. Once you just created, once you just install, you can see to create iSCSI virtual disk, start here. Just click on this option, guys. Guys, I have C drive around how much free space, right? I have 16 GB free space in the Active Directory. I am going to use this 16 GB free space to create the shared drives. I cannot create drives more than 16 GB. Why? Because only 16 GB free space is there in my C drive. So I'll create small drives. Okay. I'll create 3 drives. What and all drives I create, guys? 3 drives I'll create. What are those 3 drives, sir? 3 drives. Okay. One is for data drive. I want to store data in this. If you want, you can store all the data in the same drive itself. Okay. But to show you the realistic setup, I'm just creating multiple drives. One is data drive. One is for log drive. One is for quorum. Okay. Quorum is very important, like master database. How master database is there for SQL Server. Quorum is important for your Windows cluster setup. So once we have configured the quorum, then only your failure clustering setup will be completed, guys. Okay. So I'm going to give 516, right? 55. No. Uh, let's go with the 331, 3 GB. Usually in the organization, you will have 100 GB, 200 GB, 300 GB, but we are not going to store any data, right? So 3 GB is fine for each machine. 3 GB for data drive, 3 GB for log drive, quorum drive, 1 GB. In this, we don't store any information. So cluster related settings and all will be stored. So 1 GB is fair enough for quorum, guys. Okay. So guys, I'm just creating small drives in the organization. You can see 100 GB, 200 GB, 500 GB, 2 TB drives also will be there. But we are not going to store any real-time data, right? So I'm just creating a small drives just to show you the realistic feature of this particular clustering, guys. So let's create one data drive. Okay, where is my AD? Go to my AD. This is the AD, right? So right. So you can see here 16 GB free space is there. Maximize. Okay, 16 GB free space is there. Go to next. What is the failure class shared storage name, guys? Just mention virtual disks. Virtual disks, right? Okay, you can give any name, guys. No issues. Next, how much you want to create? First, I'll create one drive, drive by drive. I have to create, guys. All 3 drives I cannot create at a time. Okay, I'll give 3 GB here. As of now, I have 16 GB, right? So I'm going to give 3 GB from that 16 GB. Okay. So now the new storage will be in the C drive. How much free space will be there, guys?
13.2.
13 GB, something 13 point something GB will be there. Okay. New iSCSI target. Yes. Next. For the first time, you have to choose new only. Okay. I'm just giving data. I'm creating data drive, right? Data. Next. Add here. You have to add. I want to make this storage shared for node 1 and node 2, right, guys? This storage should be available for node 1 and node 2. Agree? If you have node 3 also, this storage should be the same storage should be available from all the 3 nodes. So from which node this storage should be available, select that node, guys. Okay. Destination nodes you have to select. Enter a value, select the second option, give IP address. What and all nodes you want to give access to this drive, give that drive IP, sorry, node IP address, guys. Okay. I'm going to give 10.10.10.1 for my node 1. In the same way, I'll give 10.10.10.2 also for my node 2. Means this storage is shared between 10.10.10.1 and 10.10.10.2, guys. Is it clear? Like that, if you have multiple nodes, you have to give all the IP addresses here. Okay. Click OK. That's it. Only 2 nodes are going to share that particular storage. Go to next. Don't give any inputs here. You can simply skip this screen. Go to next and create, guys. Okay, done. So we have successfully created the shared storage. Now what we have to do, go to your node 1, go to C drive. Can you see any drive here? Under
Yes,
C
sir.
drive, can you see any drive? The newly added drive, can you see here?
No, sir.
No, right? We have, as usual,
Mm.
we have 2 drives. One is C drive, of course, D drive. Okay, if you attach any software, you can see under D drive. Right, chalo. What we can do once the drive is created there, you have to do small settings on your node 1 and node 2. What are those small settings? Open your iSCSI initiator. Just hit the Windows button, type ISC. You will get iSCSI initiator. It's a kind of small plug, guys. A small plug kind of thing. It is going to connect you with the existing storage in your AD machine. The service by default, it will be in stopped state. Click yes, it will be started, guys. In which machine your storage is created? Which machine,
Active
guys?
Directory.
Active, right? Give
Active
active directory.
Directory.
Where is the target? Target. Give the target IP address here. 10.10.10.100 is my target
Wow.
IP address. Select quick connect. Automatically it will tell you. Okay. See here, this was created in the active directory data. You can see the data. Okay. So just click on done. Then it will be connected to your node 1, guys. Okay. Just click OK. Fine. Next. Still can you see the newly added drive? Still you cannot see, right? One more setting we have to do. Open disk management.msc, disk as disk disk mgmt.msc. Open disk management.msc. Okay. Now you have to enable the drive, guys. Then only you can see. See here, the drive is offline, 3 GB drive. You can see here 3 GB unallocated. You have to enable it. You have to bring this online. Then only, okay, you can make use of this drive, guys. Right click here. If you right click here, you don't see any options. Okay. Properties help. You cannot bring this online. Okay. Right click here, online. You have to initialize the disk. Right click here, initialize disk. Click OK. Okay. So guys, if you see here, blue color means the drive is properly configured. Black color means it was not configured. So configure it. Right click on this bar, new simple volume. Next. The drive letter would be E drive. If I'm adding any drive, of course, each drive should have drive letter, right? So the drive letter is E drive. If you want to change the drive letter, you can change it from this drop down. Next, the volume name is, that's why when you install OS, you can see new volume. If you don't change the volume name, you can see new volume, E drive, new volume, F drive, like that you can see. I'm going to change the drive name also, data drive. Next, finish it, guys. Now it was converted to blue color and the drive letter is E drive. Now go to the C computer program, this PC properties, this PC, just this PC, open my computer. Now you can see newly added drive, which is 3 GB. Of course, if you add 3 GB, you will get 2.99 GB. Sir, why I don't see 3 GB? Okay, so you will get 2.99. In the organization also, if they have added 100 GB, you can see 99 GB change, guys. Okay, that whatever change is there, you have to give it to the god. Okay, right. So you can add. We have added this drive only on node 1. You haven't added the same drive in the node 2. You have to add the drive in the node 2 also, guys. Okay, then only the same drive can be counted as a shared drive. Okay, right. What I have to do, guys? Tell me quickly. Anyone remember those 2 steps?
ISCS initiator.
Very good. ISCSI initiator. First, just type ISC. Yes, ISCSI initiator. Here I have to give, of course, click yes. I have to give the target. Target is my Active Directory
Active Directory.
10.10.10.100. We connect data drive, done. Okay, click apply. Okay, done. Next,
Go to run disk management.ms.
disk management, disk s diskmgmt.msc, disk management. Okay, so open C drive, this PC, guys. Open this PC. You can see, don't see any extra drive, right? So as you did some changes on the node 1, node 1 and node 2 are synchronizing. Synchronizing means not that level of data synchronization, instance level synchronization, machine level synchronization. You can see some of the settings will be already enabled, guys. Okay, you can see here, right? So drive is already there. Simply bring it online. No need to do all the settings that you did on node 1 automatically sometimes. Okay, it will synchronize with your node 1 and automatically you will get the drive letter and all. Let's see here, data drive, E drive. Guys, remember, very important. Now this drive, this data drive, in case if you are configuring 5-node cluster, you have to do all these settings on all the 5 nodes. Make sure the drive is added on all the 5 nodes with the same drive name, with the same drive letter. If you change the drive letter, it is not going to be okay, eligible to add as a cluster storage. Now what we are going to do, guys, we'll add this drive into the cluster storage, guys. What is the prerequisite if we want to add this drive as a cluster storage or shared storage? As of now, this is a standalone disk. This is not cluster disk. Is it clear, guys? As of now, this is just a standalone disk. This is not shared disk or cluster disk. I have to make this as a cluster disk. How can I make this as a cluster disk? I have to add the same drive on node 1 and node 2 with the same drive name, with the same drive letter. Like that, if you have 7-node cluster, on all the 7 nodes you have to add this drive first with the same name, same drive letter. Once this drive is added on all the 7 nodes, then I have to add this this storage to the cluster storage, so that this drive will become cluster drive. Once this drive becomes cluster drive, as we discussed yesterday, this drive will be eligible, or this drive will be available only from one node, that is owner node, guys. You know, in case if there is any storage issues, okay, if the data drive is full, if the log drive is full in the cluster setup, it's very difficult, guys. What people will do, you know, what Windows team or storage team will do, they will remove the drive from the cluster setup first. Okay, they will remove this drive. In case my E drive is full, completely full, 3 GB is completely full, to extend this drive, what they will do, you know, first they will remove this drive from the cluster storage. Then how many nodes this disk is present? 5 nodes this disk is present. They will extend 100 GB, 100 GB, 100 GB, 100 GB, 100 GB on all the 5 nodes. Same size should be there. Then again they will make this as a cluster storage, guys. Got the point? Very difficult to manage the disks in the cluster setup. If the drive is full, of course, it will take a lot of time to fix the issue, guys. If you want to extend the drive, not only full, if you want to extend the drive, also the same concept. You have to first remove the storage from the cluster setup. Then you have to add, okay, in the node 1, you will have the same drive. You have to add 100 GB. node 200 GB, node 300 GB, node 400 GB, node 500 GB. Once the drive structure is same on all the nodes, then again Windows team or storage team will try to add the same drive to the existing cluster setup, guys. Is it clear? Now you can see the same drive on my node 1. This is my node 1, and you can see the same drive on my node 2. Okay, just watch it carefully. Once if I added this drive into the failover cluster manager, okay, then you can see this drive only at one place. Which place you can see this drive, guys?
Node 2, sir.
Node one.
Node 1, sir.
Node 1 or node 2?
Node 1. Host
Node
Why?
server node 1.
Host server. Only at host server you can see this drive. Okay, you cannot see on all the hosts, guys. If you do the failover, it will go to the node 2. Why? Because node 2 will become host server, right? So the storage will be moved to the node 2, guys. In this way, it will be managed. Chalo, let's add 2 more drives. Okay, go to Active Directory now. Tell me, guys, help me quickly. What I have to do now? I want to create one more drive for log files, one more drive for quorum. Now what I have to do?
Yes, sir.
Right click on
Right,
Right
go
click.
to same server manager, ISCSI. Okay, here you can see, right, this was added right earlier. Right click in the white space, new ISCSI virtual disk. Earlier it is 16 GB, right? Now you can see it is 13 GB free space is there. Okay, next. Right,
log.
I'll give log. Okay, log. Next, 3 GB.
3 GB.
Next, this time I don't want to go for new ISCSI target. Earlier I have created this, right, data. I'm going to use the same settings, same IP addresses. As there is no change, I'm going to use the same existing setup. Okay, only for the first time you will use new target. Next, create, guys. That's it. Drive is created now. Close it. Now what I have to do? Let's wait for 100% is completed. Until then you have to wait, guys. Right. Okay, go to your node 1 now. Now what I have to do, guys? Tell me.
Disk
I don't see
initiator.
log drive here. Yeah, tell me now.
Disk initiator. Disk
Disk
initiator.
initiator. Okay.
Initiators.
Every
Complete
time we
selection.
don't need to go for disk initiator. First time only you have to do that settings, guys. ISCSI initiator. Okay, giving your target IP address and click connect. That's fine. First time as you did the settings. Next time directly go to disk management. Go to action. You cannot see the newly added drive, right?
Different.
Data drive you can see
That's right.
SSMS. You cannot see newly added drive. Just go to action, rescan disks. Only for the first time you will go for ISCSI. Okay, this one ISCSI initiator, correct. Okay, right now you can see 3 GB drive. You can see here. Again, tell me, guys, what I have to do.
Online.
The steps are common now. Online. Next,
Then disk initiator.
initialize disk.
Initialize disk.
Okay. Next, here right click on the black bar, new simple volume. Next, log drive, right? Make it as L. Okay. Next, log volume. Okay.
Data log.
Log. Next, finish it, guys. That's it. Go and check your my computer. You can see the log drive is added. Do the same kind of settings on node 2 as well. Okay. Minimize it. Action. Rescan disks. Right now you can see the newly added drive. Okay, you can see here. Right, disk 2, right click online. Sometimes it will read the settings. Okay, no need to again give all the settings. No need to give all the settings, guys. Okay, but sometimes if you see here, there is a wrong. There the log drive letter is L. Here it is showing F. Change the drive letter. That is enough. Okay, right click, change drive letter and the path. Change it to L. That's it, guys. L. Okay. Yes. That's it, guys. Now log drive is common and drive letter is also same on your node 1 and node 2. Okay, guys. Let it be changed. You can see the change here. and go to my computer and check whether you can see the log drive or not. You can see log drive on node 2 as well. Okay. Here it is showing it was changed to L here. Okay. Now guys, tell me what is the next step? Next, tell
Next
me.
quorum.
Right click,
Quorum.
new ISKC
Quorum.
virtual disk. I am doing this on my AD machine. Maximize this window. Next. Okay, so this time I'll name this as a quorum. 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 Okay. Next. I'll give only 1 GB. That's fine, guys. Okay. Next. Of course, existing target only. Don't go for new target. Next and create. Then close it. Done. Okay. Go to your node 1. Tell me, guys, what I have to do now?
Disk management.
Correct.
Manage-
Disk
Rescan
management.
disk.
Action.
Rescan disk.
Yes,
Rescan disks. Okay. So now you can see here, go down. You can see 1 GB drive. You can see
Right-click
1 GB,
online.
right? Right click online.
Online.
Right click initialize this.
Initialize the
Okay. Right click here,
right-click.
new simple volume.
Vertical button.
Next.
Next.
Next. Drive letter quorum, right? Let's go with Q. Next. Volume name is quorum. Quorum. Okay. Next. Finish. Okay. Done. Go to my computer. You can see 3 drives now: data drive, log drive, and quorum drive, guys. Let's do the same kind of things on my node 2 as well. Action, rescan disks. Okay, done. Okay, go down. Go down. Yeah, you can see this 1 GB drive here. Right click online. So generally no need to give any volume name and all. Automatically you will get a drive name, and drive letter can be different, guys. Then you can change the drive letter also. Okay, let's wait for some time. You will get the drive letter, and or you can see under your my computer, guys. Okay, my computer, what is the drive letter? You can see F. You got the F drive letter. Okay, so let's change it to Q. Okay, right click, change drive letter. It was not revealed. Do one thing, guys. Just refresh it once. Action, refresh. You can see the drive letters and all. Yeah. Now you can see F drive. Right click, change drive letter. Change it to Q. Why, guys? Do I need to change it to Q? Is it mandatory?
Yes, sir.
Mandatory.
It's
Man, we had
mandatory.
given
Same
Q,
drive
sir.
letter should be there. Okay.
Should be
Same
there, yes.
drive name should be there. Okay. Now you can see there are 3 drives on my node 1 and node 2. That's it, guys. Same drive names, same drive letters. Okay. So now this is eligible. These 3 drives are eligible for cluster drives. Okay. So what I can do now, go to your node 1 or node 2, anywhere it is fine. Go to failover cluster manager. Add the disks, guys. Add the disks. Now listen carefully. You can see the drives on your node 1, data drive, log drive, quorum drive. You can see the same drives on node 2 as well, data drive, log drive, and quorum drive. Once I have added these drives into the cluster setup, once these drives are converted into failover cluster storage devices, then these drives can be present only at one node. So let's go to the failover cluster manager. Now go to disks option. Right click, add disks. You can see all eligible disks. You can see here. See here, 3 GB, 3 GB, 1 GB. Okay, these are all eligible. If you did not give same drive letter or same size or same drive name, you cannot see those storage list under this particular available disks list, guys. Okay, so that means it is not eligible. Just click OK. Now you can see all the drives are added now. Okay, click here on this drive. You can see what is the drive name. You can see below. Okay, data drive. So let's change it to data. Double click on it. I'll change it to data. Data. Okay, apply and okay. Click on this drive. You can see this is quorum drive, right? Double click on it, change it to quorum. Apply. Okay. Of course, this is log only, right? Log drive. That's it, guys. Okay. Now, who is the owner of this storage, guys? Who is the owner node?
Node 1.
Node 1. You can see here clearly. You can see here. Go to node 1. Go to my computer in node 1. You can see the drives. Earlier, small kind of disk. Now you can see two servers are there. That means it is shared storage. That is the icon. Once you have added the standard disks into the shared disks, you will get this icon, guys. Two servers with a small disk. That means it's very easy to confirm whether the node is configured with clustering or not. If you see these kind of drives in your machine, that means this machine is participating in the clustering, guys. But on node 2, guys, how many drives I can see on node 2? Can you tell me?
0.
Okay, so go to node 2, you don't see any drives here. Why? Because once they are eligible as a shared storages, who is the owner node? On that node
Node
only
one.
you can see those shared storages, guys. You cannot see the shared storages on other nodes. In case if you have 5-node clustering also, you can see the shared storage. Always it will present, the shared storages will present always at only one node, that is owner node. If you fail over it, sir, I want to see at node 2. Okay, no problem. You can do failover. Then the drives will comes to node 2. Node 1, you don't see anything, guys. Is it clear? Any
Okay.
issues, any doubts on the storage side, guys? Is it simple? Do you feel it is simple or it's a difficult task?
Difficult only, sir. First we have
Difficult only.
after
Yeah, it's somewhat, yeah,
after
correct. Okay,
yeah.
somewhat it will be difficult for the first time, but if you are
Yes, sir.
comfortable for the first time, then it will be easy for the next time, guys. And believe me, Windows people also can't configure the cluster. Sometimes, I'm not saying everyone, but Windows people also can't configure the cluster. But now you have that knowledge, guys. Okay, so 40% of Windows topics also we covered under this course. 40% is Windows clustering is a very big topic. Okay, no one you can check all over the India. Okay, DBA trainers, hardly one or two guys are touching this Windows clustering. Remaining all other trainers, they will simply give you the Windows cluster videos. They will ask you to watch it. Why? Because this is so important. One is SQL cluster depends on Windows clustering. Always on, which is an excellent feature, also depends on Windows clustering. If you don't have knowledge on this Windows cluster side, you can't fix the always on issues and your SQL Server cluster issues and all. Okay, so very important topic and very useful topic. And of course, once you are comfortable with this topic, very easy topic also. Easily you can understand this concept. Okay, chalo, let's complete the pending thing, guys. Now the pending thing is configuring the quorum, guys. Once you configure the quorum, then only okay the failure cluster manager setup will be completed. Okay, so we just created the quorum disk. We haven't configured. We didn't tell, hey cluster, this is your quorum drive. We haven't tell. We just added a shared storage with the quorum drive name. That's it. Now let's configure the cluster quorum settings, guys. So go to failure cluster manager. Open new link, sir. What happened? Yeah. Guys, again reconnect with the same link.